Here on Adult Conversations, you give all the advice by contributing on the subject matter without judging. Adult Conversations on Women Radio runs every Monday through Thursday, 6 to 8 p.m., because we are here to break the culture of silence. So if you have a story that you would like us to bring to the family of Adult Conversations, make sure you send in your story. Make sure you send in your story with your name and contact telephone number to 0703 175 6537. 6537. Oh 07. Now that's a number to send in your messages to if you have any stories for the program. All right, tonight on Adult Conversations. My name is Zainab. My boyfriend and I have been together for 1.5 years. The problem here is that he doesn't seem like he wants to take the relationship to the next level. He keeps telling me how much he loves me and how much he can't live without me, but he never talks about it. And I have told him I cannot stay in a relationship that is not headed for marriage, but he says he's not ready. And then when I try to break up with him, he threatens to kill himself. I have even caught him overdosed with medication before after I broke up with him one time. I am slowly losing all my love for him, but I still care about him, and I don't want him to commit suicide again if I leave. Please, I need advice. Zainab is in a very difficult situation right now, according to this story. She and her boyfriend have been together for 1.5 years, and the problem is he doesn't want to take the relationship to the next level. He tells her how much he loves her, how much he cannot live without her, but he doesn't make any plans towards their future. He doesn't talk about their future as a couple. Now, she has told him, she has had a serious conversation with him, and she has told him that I don't want to be in a relationship that is not leading towards marriage. But he has told her also that he is not ready for marriage. Now, the problem here is when she tries to leave him, he would threaten to commit suicide. He would threaten to kill himself. As a matter of fact, she has caught him overdosed with medication, with drugs that he took intentionally to kill himself. He overdosed on drugs and tried to kill himself, and she caught him in that time. As a matter of fact, she was the one that saved his life, and this was after she broke up with him once. So she's saying, I'm slowly losing all my love for him, but I still care about him, and I don't want him to commit suicide again if I leave. Please, I need advice. What is the advice for Zainab this evening? She needs advice. She's torn between leaving her boyfriend and staying. She's torn between staying with her boyfriend in a relationship that is not headed for marriage because he's not ready, and leaving her boyfriend only to have him commit suicide because she left. So she's in a very tricky place right now and she needs your advice. The number to call is 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. Send in a text or a WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. That's the number to call. That's the number to send a text or a WhatsApp message to, rather. For calling, if you want to call and let your voice be heard, then 07000 917 917 is the number to call. 07000 917 917. What do you think that she should do about it tonight? She doesn't know what to do, stay or leave. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, please. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Okay, thank you, Dr. Bamidele. Thank you for calling. What do you think about the story?
Well, I think the two of them need to think of the game and discuss their relationship.
Mm.
If the guy is saying he's not ready and she's willing to marry him, she should wait patiently for him to be ready. I think from what she said, the guy is not saying he's not ready to marry her, rather than he's not yet ready. But if you can confirm in her that, well, she's not ready to marry her, then she don't move on with her life.
Yes, but if she now moves on, Dr. Bamdele, if she moves on, he will threaten to kill himself.
He threatened to kill himself.
Exactly.
Before he fall into it, he should let the family member know.
Oh, okay. So that if that happens, at least the family will know. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Bamdele. Thank you for calling. All right. So Dr. Bamdele is saying he's not saying that he's not ready to marry you. He's saying that he's not ready to marry. So that simply means that that's not what he's thinking of now. Except if you want to be patient enough with him and you will wait. Until then, that's a different ballgame. But if you can't exercise that kind of patience, then you need to walk away. And he's saying because of the possibility or the propensity for him to threaten suicide, they can know the things that he might do when you leave. Hello, good evening. Good evening. What's your name, please? Your name again? Ifedayo, beautiful name. Where are you calling from? Where in Lagos, Ife? Okay, thank you for calling. All right, please go ahead. What's your advice to Zainab?
My advice to the ladies that should leave him. That guy is not ready. And she's ready, and the guy is not ready. So, and the essence, what was the essence of committing suicide? He is not the end of the day. He fails to marry again, but the time will be ready. So, what will happen to the lady? So, what will happen to the lady?
Okay.
So, my advice to the lady is to move ahead with her own plan.
All right. Thank you so much, Ifedaya. Thank you for calling. Hey, all right. Ifedaya says, if he's not ready, just walk away. Walk away and leave him, and then he will pick up the pieces of his life. Just walk away, because obviously there's no point staying when he's not ready to marry you. So that's what she's saying. This one's a tricky one though, because he keeps threatening to kill himself if she leaves, and that's the part I believe that is making her still stay in this relationship. As a matter of fact, she said it in the last line of her story when she said, I'm slowly losing all my love for him, but I still care about him and I don't want him to die if I leave. I don't want him to commit suicide if I leave. So she's staying in that relationship, but she's not where she used to be when it comes to how she feels. Before, she used to be head over heels in love with him. Now she's losing her love for him because he has actually tried to kill himself before, after she broke up with him once. So she's very scared that if she actually breaks up with him again, he will probably kill himself and nobody will be there this time. So she doesn't want to be responsible for that and she doesn't know what to do. So should I stay or should I leave? I need advice. And that's basically what Zainab wants to know. The number to call is 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. What is the advice to Zainab? What do you advise her to do in this situation? Hello, good evening.
Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Hello, Young. Thank you for calling.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Yes.
if I want to commit suicide, if I want to commit suicide, I know good where people go to. First, one commit suicide, no good where person go to. Plan and go somewhere, go do what you want to do quietly.
So what are you trying to say, Young?
What I'm trying to say is that this, don't mind me. I think this is trying to plan this young lady. That's the truth. Yes. Why she talk about when she's around? So let me not waste time. I want to take the line of this because I call report it to the parents. And not only there, report it to the police and walk away. Report it to the police and walk away so that nobody will come and say, the wife, I don't know what the agency told her, I don't know why all this is. just walk away. The longer is just trying to delay you. If you don't want to wait anymore, and secondly, you're looking your love for him.
Exactly.
So even if it's like, okay, today I'm going to marry you, the love is no longer there, the bond is no longer there. So just walk away. Just walk away. That's all.
All right. Thank you very much, Young. Thank you for that. So Young has mentioned two things now, talking about the fact that he feels like her boyfriend is in that. So Young has mentioned two things now, talking about the fact that he feels like her boyfriend is emotionally blackmailing her because he knows that just by telling her that he would commit suicide, it will make her stay. So he's saying, don't just tell his family when you're walking away. Tell the police as well, so that at least everyone responsible can know about it. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Tell me your name and where you're calling from, please.
Madam, good evening. I'm calling from Akure. My name is Bosse.
Hello, Bosse. Thank you for calling. What's your advice to Zainab?
I am listening to your discussion on the radio. I advise you, please, if something like the last speaker said, that guy, how old the lady is and how old the man is.
Okay.
If the lady is well about maybe 27, 28, and you are telling the lady you are not married yet, so she should. My candid advice is if he wants to, my candid advice is if he wants to, is he going to kill me? He's the one who wants to take his life, not a family. Let him die and go and rest, and then let the lady move on with her life. That's what I believe, because you cannot threaten me. You say you are not ready to marry yet. So I should wait. Because on the long run, the man decides not to marry me and in secret wedding
with somebody else after you've waited.
I will be the leader. He will take the leader, or he's not yet there. My dear sister, if he wants to die, his free is a free world. Let him go and die. The lady should just move on with her life.
Thank you, Bosse. Thank you so much. So I will crave your indulgence. We should be a little bit more humane with our advice. I understand totally where Bosse is coming from, and I appreciate the candid advice. But we're talking about somebody taking their life. It's a very compassionate subject. It's a very delicate subject. So I'll appreciate it if we treat it with such delicateness. It's a very delicate subject. So I'll appreciate it if we treat it with such delicateness as well. This is a tricky situation, and I understand how you feel. But Bosse's point of view here is that he's the one who wants to take his life. He's not supposed to do it, but he keeps using it to keep you latched on to him. So she's saying, move on, particularly because he's not in that situation where he wants to marry you. He doesn't want to marry you, but he wants to keep you staying with him. So she's saying, move on. If he ends up doing what he wants to do at the end of the day, then that's his choice. And I think I understand that. But please, again, let's be very compassionate with our advice. 07000 917 917 is the number to call. This is Adult Conversations on Women Radio 91.7.
My people are hello. Now better levels are carrying love and no Martin Bosa. Look, best people are hello. Now better levels are carrying love and no Martin Bosa. Look, best new house. 24 total new cars. 100 generator. 200 sewing machine. 1,000 rechargeable fan. 1,000 upon 1,000 other price than days. Just now star 601 hash to enter and win inside the Go Festival of God promo. Buy up to 20,000 naira data. Your lucky shine to win brand new house. If you cost to recharge or loan data when cost from 500 naira go reach 10,000 naira every month, week or every day. New Ojaka plus other fabulous price that feel run your hand here. Don't bicycle the sleep. That's a 601 hash now to enter and win. Terms and conditions there.
Unlimited.
My children are surprises. Adane buys my favorite 3 crowns milk regularly. And as for Chinedu, that one makes it red with monthly upkeep. They even plan to take me to Dubai someday soon, so I can see Burj Khalifa and other fine places.
Win your mom a trip to Dubai. Buy 3 crowns milk products worth 2,000 naira. Write a note to say thank you to your mom. Post it on www.3crowns.com.ng and she could be one of the lucky winners to Dubai. Terms and conditions apply. 3 crowns milk. Healthy moms, happy families.
2023 general election don't come on. Time don't come to move Nigeria forward with our votes. If we join together and vote for better candidates, candidates we know they use women play, candidates we can have for head. Women know, look, una get una permanent voters card, PDC, look, we vote better.
The Best Women Empowerment Foundation and Women Radio 91.7 bring una this message.
Whatever you call it, be it apropos, devils, this, or gossip, that belief we've got you covered 100%. Join me NY and so every Friday at 7:15 p.m. for the best of entertainment news only on Blogscope.
Are you a woman who is keen on breaking the bias? Are you looking for a welcoming community with a strong support system that empowers the female gender? Do you need a safe space that is candid, original, and authentic, like the queen you are? Then this is the program for you. Tune in to Real Women Real Talk with Kiki Okwale on Women Radio 91.7 FM every Friday by 5 p.m. As Kiki Okwale brings on different leading women who will give you a bite into their growth journey and how they beat all odds to become who they are today. Real Women Real Talk.
We are Nigeria's only radio station for women and their families.
24 minutes past 6 on Women Radio 91.7, and this is Adult Conversations where we share real life issues and discuss. My name is Tumto Titilayo Ajama, and tonight we're profiling the story of Zainab. Zainab is talking to us about the fact that she and her boyfriend have been together for 1.5 years, and he doesn't want to talk about their future together. He's not talking about them getting married, but he also they've had a conversation and he has said that he's not ready. He's not ready for marriage. He's not saying that he doesn't love her. He loves her. He has told her several times that he loves her. He can't live without her, but he's not ready for marriage. So if she has to break up with him, he tries to commit suicide. And that's what has happened before. It has actually happened before. She caught him overdosed with medication, drugs that he took, and he actually he was overdosed and literally, I think maybe he was just literally gone at that point. She took him to the hospital, saved his life, and she didn't leave him anymore, of course. So now she's saying they've talked about it. He has said he's not ready, but he doesn't want her to leave him. She doesn't know what to do at this point because she said she's slowly losing all her love for him, but she still cares enough about him to not when she leaves. So she doesn't know what to do. She says, please, I need advice. And this is where you come in to give her some advice. If she leaves and he kills himself, she doesn't want to be held responsible for that. And I believe that that is why she's still in this relationship. So Zainab is 28. She's 28. The guy in question is 31. They're both a young couple and they've been dating for 1.5 years. So at this point, it's kind of a tricky situation because Zainab wants to leave because he's not ready. And she has told him she can't stay in a relationship that is not headed for marriage. But now, if she leaves, he will try to kill himself. And she's saying, I still care about him and I don't want him to commit suicide if I leave. So what do I do? Please call back if you can. 07000-917-917 is the number to call. Send a text or a WhatsApp message to 0703-175-6537. Hello, good evening. Please, where are you calling from? Hello, Sandy, where are you calling from? Okay, please go ahead.
Sorry, I just want
Okay.
what happened is that obviously it's like the man not stress. That is the way I'm looking at it. Somebody would say that. And this lady now is from somewhere owned by another family. And who knows when you want to take someone's daughter until when you are ready. And who knows when it's going to be ready. So the lady has the right to leave.
Okay.
And fight for herself. And talking about the kid is a character. It's natural. If the man there's a proverb that says that when a woman divides, no matter the amount of the money the husband has and no matter the amount of the prayer he wants to pray. It's a character. Who knows one day you want to kill the lady. If you can be able to kill yourself or you want to kill yourself, one day he might try to kill the lady. Let that lady walk away because the beginning tells how the end will look like.
Thank you so much. And that's another school of thought that didn't pop into my head at any point. So Sunday is saying that if he's threatening to kill himself, then that reaction is a character. That reaction is something that he has within him. And that character could be focused at you, meaning one day he could wake up and just as he has the urge to kill himself, focused at you, meaning one day he could wake up and just as he has the urge to kill himself, he can want to kill you as well. So he's saying, walk away now. Hello, good evening.
Good evening. My name is Adam.
Hello, Ada, where are you calling from? Okay. All right. Yes. Thank you, Ada. Thank you for calling. So Ada is saying first, this is not godly. This is not even godly to begin with. And she's saying this from the perspective of a Christian. She's saying this because if you're in this situation and he's thinking of suicide, then that thought alone in itself is not godly. Not even to mention the fact that he's thinking about it and he's trying to wrap you up in. He's thinking about it, but he's trying to make you feel responsible for it at the end of the day if he eventually does it. So that is not a godly relationship according to Ada. So she's saying at the end of the day, you better walk away. Walking away would save you from a lot of heartache going forward, because you already are not in love with him anymore, or at least as much as he used to be. You're practically there now just so that he doesn't kill himself. And that is not the foundation of a good, healthy relationship. And as I believe this was Young who said this earlier, or Sunday, that even if he ends up marrying you, you're literally going to be in a relationship with somebody that can kill himself. And that is a terrible situation. So nobody wants that. But what are your thoughts tonight? It's a very tricky one, I agree, but I'll still take your thoughts. Zainab wants to hear from you. She wants to try to take a decision, at least that she needs some guidance. So what are your thoughts tonight? 07000 917 917 is the number to call. Now, Chichi from Magboro is sending this message saying, Zainab, do you want to get married to someone that is capable of taking his own life? And that is a genuine question. That's a genuine question. Do you want to get married to someone that is capable of taking his own life? Responsible for it at the end of the day. I just said something very significant. He needs rehabilitation. So maybe, just maybe, he's going through a mental breakdown, or maybe he has some mental health issues that you probably don't know about. That might be something to check, because he's not. I don't think he's in the right mind to be saying something like this. He's probably going through something, or probably in a mental health. He's probably going through a mental health phase right now that he needs help with. So he might need a lot of help to re-strategize and to get his head in the right place, because no one should be threatening suicide just like that. The thought of suicide is not something that just comes randomly. And if it does come, that is definitely something to worry about. 07000 917 917 is the number to call. Sending your text or WhatsApp messages, 0703 175 6537. What do you think about this? Have you been in these shoes before? Have you been in a relationship with a man who literally was threatening to kill himself if you walked away? Or have you been in a relationship with a woman who was threatening to kill herself if you walked away from the relationship, if you broke up with her? What did you do? How did you overcome that? Zainab needs to know that there is light at the end of this tunnel somehow at the end of the day. So, as I said earlier, I crave your indulgence to treat this situation very, very delicately. The subject of suicide is not something we throw around any day, because there are rising cases of suicide in today's world. And we're doing our best to highlight it, but at the same time, to not put it in a way that people start to undermine it or bastardize it. So please, when you call in, treat it delicately when you're speaking about that particular subject. Thank you very much. 07000 917 917 is the number to call. Send a text or WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. What is the advice to Zainab? This is Adult Conversations on Women Radio 9.7.
Women Radio 91.7. Women Radio 91.7. WFM. 91.7.
My people are hello. Now better levels are carrying love on automatic goza. Love festival of God. From you. Then your web bracket president yet. For we. New house. 24 Tata Lucas. 100 generations. I say 1,005. 1,005 them days. Just dial star 611 hash to enter and win inside the Globe Festival of Joy promo. Buy up to 20,000 naira data. Your lucky shine to win brand new house. If you cost the recharge or loan data when cost from 500 naira go reach 10,000 naira every month with or every day. New or Jalaka plus other fantabulous.
Unlimited.
Na Women Radio 91.7. Nwere ihe anyị na-achọkwa ụzọ anyị ga-esi pịaruo oge nso ya ka anyị ji bido otu ndị redio ụmụ nwanyị ijikọ gị na ụmụ nwanyị ndị ọzọ nọ na steeti 36 n'obodo Naijiria. Ịbụ onye ahịa, ọrụ nwere ebe ị na-arụ, nwa akwụkwọ, onye ezumike nka, ndị na-eme na-elekọta ụmụaka maọbụ onye ọrụ ugbo. Otu redio ụmụ nwanyị ji maka gị wee pụta. Debanye aha na wfm917.com. Ị nwekwara ike isonyere otu ndị redio ụmụ nwanyị na Facebook. Ndị so anyị ga-erite uru. Anyị ga-akwalite ahịa ha na-azụ na Women Radio. Ị ga-enwetakwa ezigbo ige anyị ntị ebe ọ ga-ejikọ gị na ụmụ nwanyị ndị ọzọ.
My children are surprises. Adane buys my favorite 3 Crowns milk regularly. And as for Chinedu, that one makes it ring with monthly upkeep. They even plan to take me to Dubai someday soon, so I can visit Burj Khalifa and other fine places.
Win your mom a trip to Dubai. Buy 3 Crowns milk products worth 2,000 naira. Write a note to say thank you to your mom. Post it on www.3crowns.com.ng and she could be one of the lucky winners to Dubai. Terms and conditions apply. 3 Crowns milk. Healthy moms, happy families.
Political arena.
It's time for us to know those who have put Nigeria in this condition.
The largest religious institutions in Nigeria have failed in enforcing the law in ensuring that members are safe. Over 180 million people, 1 country, 1 capital, 26 states, 405 of the political terrain of Nigeria. Today, there's no such thing as keeping out of politics. All issues are political games, and we are the players.
Political arena.
Wednesdays, 11 p.m. on Women Radio on WFM 91.7. Political arena, politicking at all levels.
Radio Doctor, your free-phone health consultation program. Every Thursday brings you medical experts in elderly health.
The elderly, they are peculiar. Their body system is actually changing. They are becoming like a newborn baby in the sense that their immunity wanes and dwindles. So when it's cold, especially in the mornings, in those areas that it's really cold, I'll advise that they use warm water.
Call in to get free consultation on elderly health on 07000 917 917 and 090 256 25455. Consultation on elderly health on 07000 917 917 and 090 256 25455. You can send in questions, cases, and related contributions on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at WFM917. Text and WhatsApp to 0703 175 6537. You can listen live online on www.wfm917.com. Radio Doctor, Nigeria's first free consultation radio health program on WFM 91.7.
18 minutes to 7 on Women Radio 91.7. This is still Adult Conversations on Women Radio 91.7. I am Sumto Titilayo Achama, and tonight we're profiling the story of Zainab. Zainab's story goes thus. I'm going to read it the way she sent it so that we can get the exact information the way she wrote it in. Zainab is saying, my name is Zainab. My boyfriend and I have been in a relationship for 1.5 years. The problem here is that he does not seem like he wants to take the relationship to the next level. He keeps telling me how much he loves me and can't live without me, but he never talks about our future. We have had a serious conversation and have told him I cannot stay in a relationship that is not headed for marriage. But he says he's not ready. And then when I try to break up with him, he threatens to kill himself. I have even caught him overdosed with medication before, after I broke up with him once. I am slowly losing all my love for him, but I still care about him, and I don't want him to commit suicide again if I leave. Please, I need advice. By the way, Zainab is 28. Her boyfriend, pardon me, is 31. She's 28. Her boyfriend is 31. They've been dating for 1.5 years. So this is kind of this is this type of story that you hear and you're wondering, how do we get here? How do we get in this? You hear and you're wondering, how do we get here? How do we get in this situation to begin with? It's a very tricky one, and there is no way that Zainab would have sent this type of story not really needing the advice. So she definitely needs the advice. She needs your contribution, and she needs at least guidance on what she can do going forward. Now, as I will always say, the decision is solely in the hands of Zainab at the end of the day, whether she still wants to stay in this relationship or if she wants to leave. But your role is to give her some advice. That is to give her some advice. And this is what she really needs right now. She really needs that advice. She really needs to know what it is that she should do, or at least that she should consider doing. She doesn't want to be responsible for a man's life if he takes his life. So it's hard for her to say she wants to walk away. This is somebody she used to really love. And now that things are the way they are, now that he has clearly said that he's not ready to marry, but he has also said that he loves her and cannot live without her. Now, on some level, this probably feels like he means that very literally. It feels like he's saying, if you leave me, I will kill myself. Because he has actually tried it before. He has tried it before. So she's stuck in this space, not wanting to leave so that he doesn't end up killing himself, but wanting to leave because he's not ready for marriage. So the choice is very difficult to make for Zainab at this point. And this is why I crave your indulgence to give us some formidable advice tonight. The number to call is 07000 917 917. 07000 917 917. Send in your text or WhatsApp messages to 0703 175 6537. What are your thoughts on this one this evening? There's so many situations that one can experience in life that will make you want to take your own life. Believe me, if you've ever been in the deepest grasps of depression before, you would understand that suicidal thoughts are not that far away. They're not that far away. All you need to do is stay in the midst of that depression for a really long time. Before you know it, suicidal thoughts are the next thing. They're right around the corner. So maybe he's depressed for some reason. Maybe his mental health is not in the best shape right now. And so I'm going to ask you, Zainab, has he always been like this? Is this something that just came up when you threatened to leave the first time? Or has he always talked about committing suicide if you walk away from the beginning of your relationship? Because if this is coming right after you had that serious conversation and told him that you're going to walk away if he doesn't get married or if he's not headed towards marriage, If that's when he started talking about killing himself, then that's a red flag. So I would like to know. We would like to know. Tell us, is this something that he had been hinting at, or something that if he had been hinting at it, but he had never really talked about it from the beginning of your relationship, then I can understand that. But if he has been hinting at it and finally he said it, then that's something to really worry about. And sometimes when you hear, oh, I love you so much, I can't live without you. When you think about stories like this, you now start to ask yourself, when you say you can't live without me, do you mean you will die without me? Or what exactly do you mean? Because now, I can't live without you is taken very literally in this case. And because he has actually tried this before, it will be hard for Zainab to call his bluff going forward. But what do you think? What do you think about it? What is your advice for Zainab? 07000 917 916 is the number to call. Send in a text or WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. Shagun Fumi Dan 6537. Shagun Fumi Dan is sending this message saying, person wey dey capable to take him life. You no go stress and to take another person life. Oh, my dear, run oh. God don't show you red flag. If you like, no follow. So I believe what he's trying to say here is if he's capable of killing himself, then it shouldn't cost him, or it shouldn't be so unthinkable that he would want to take the life of somebody else. And if you're the one in that space with him, there are very high chances that you're the next person if he's in that space. If he one day wakes up and says, I want to kill myself, and you're there are high chances that he will kill you first and then kill himself. So we need to be very careful. We've heard a lot about stories like this on the internet where somebody kills their wife and children and then kills themselves. Sometimes it doesn't happen because they want to. Or let me put it this way, sometimes it doesn't happen out of the blue. That's more like it. It doesn't happen out of the blue. Sometimes conversations, certain actions will have preceded that particular final action. Now, either it wasn't properly considered, it wasn't properly recognized, or there was no help for that person. So maybe he needs help. Maybe this is a cry for help. You don't know. Whatever the case is, Zainab wants advice. She wants the advice on this one. She's torn between walking away and staying in that relationship that she's losing love for the guy, and it's not leading to marriage. She's slowly losing love for him, and it's not even headed in marriage at the end of the day because he's still saying he's not ready. How long will it take for him to get ready? That's another rhetorical question because nobody knows the answer to that. Nobody knows. Nobody knows the answer to that. Nobody can say that, okay, he's saying maybe I should give him 1 year. He's not saying anything like that. He's literally not saying anything like that. He's just saying he's not ready. When would he be ready? She's 28. She's approaching that age where society starts to ask, you never have anything like that. He's just saying he's not ready. When would he be ready? She's 28. She's approaching that age where society starts to ask, you never married, so why are you being so picky? You don't go pick one man before you end up in front of one church now or front of one mosque. They ask, may God help you. Pick one, oh. And that's the next thing that a lot of people start talking about. She'll go into the gathering, and before they even say, hey, Zainab, how you doing? They're asking, oh, where's your plus one? Where's your plus one? She's approaching that age, and she's been in this relationship for 1 year and a half. So probably before she clocked 27, she was in this relationship. Now she's 28, and it's a tricky situation because now he's talking about wanting to kill himself. Nobody wants responsibility for the loss of another person's life. Nobody wants that. If you know of anyone who has ever been in a situation where they felt responsible for the death of someone, even if they didn't actually kill them, but somehow they just felt responsible for that person's death, it is not a good feeling. It is not a good feeling at all. It is not a good feeling. So nobody wants that to be the case here. But you cannot help the fact that she is one leg out of that relationship already. She's one leg out of that relationship already. So what would you advise that she does? 07000 917 is the number to call. Send a text or WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. 07000 917 is the number to call. Send a text or a WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. What do you think about the story this evening? Minutes to 7 on Adult Conversations this evening, and I'm very much interested in your thoughts concerning the story that we're profiling tonight. If you just tuned in, welcome to Adult Conversations, where we share real life issues and we discuss matters relating to the heart. Tonight's story is that of Zainab, and Zainab is she's caught between a rock and a hard place at this point. This is a between the devil and the deep blue sea situation. Between a rock and a hard place at this point. This is a between the devil and the deep blue sea situation. Because the guy is not ready for marriage, and she's clearly told him that she's not going to hang around in a relationship that is not headed towards marriage. Now, don't get me wrong, he loves her. He has told her this several times. As a matter of fact, he has said, I love you and I cannot live without you. So he has told her how much she means to him, that he loves her and he can't live without her. But she's saying, I'm walking away if this relationship is not headed towards marriage. Now, when she said that, he actually tried to commit suicide. Every time she leaves, he tries to commit suicide or he threatens to kill himself. Before, he has tried to kill himself before after she broke up with him once. He overdosed himself with a lot of medication, and she was the one who actually caught him, took him to the hospital, all of that. So at this, he overdosed himself with a lot of medication, and she was the one who actually caught him, took him to the hospital, all of that. So at this point, it's scary situation that she's in right now. She loves him, but she's also saying that she's slowly losing love for him. She's just at this point where she really cares for him, and she doesn't want him to kill himself if she walks away. But she also doesn't want to stay because he's not ready for marriage. So it feels like he's wasting her time, but he also wants to keep her close to him. It's a very unconventional situation, and this is not a good place to be at all. So Zainab is saying, I need advice. What do I do? I need advice. What do I do? Have you been in this shoes before? Do you have any experience close to this? Something that someone has said to you before, another person's experience? Is there a story you'd like to share? I would love to hear your story. I'd love to hear your experience, but also give advice to Zainab because that's the most important thing. Zainab is asking for advice on this one, and she's thinking, the last thing I want is somebody's blood on my hands. And if this man kills himself because of me, because I walked away, then somehow, like it or not, she's going to feel responsible for his death. She's going to feel responsible for his death, even though she's actually not responsible for it. She's not responsible for his death in any way because he's not dead yet. But even if he does die, and if she has left already and he dies, then it will feel like he told me he was going to kill himself and I walked away anyway because I wanted him to realize, but he still killed himself. Nobody wants to be in that state of mind. It's not a good thing. It's like survivor's guilt. So nobody wants to be there. You just feel guilty and you keep asking yourself, is there anything I could have done better? But isn't this a form of emotional manipulation as well? Please call back if you can. 07000 917 917 is the number to call. Send in your text messages or WhatsApp messages to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, my sister.
Good evening. What's your name, please?
My name is John.
John, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Mambuni.
Okay. Thank you, John. Please go ahead.
Yes, according to what you are saying. Yeah, Zainab, number one, the man makes her, right?
Say that again.
Not because, okay, Zainab, which the name you mentioned, right?
Yes, yes.
The man that is talking about killing himself if she left him.
Mm-hmm.
The young lady is not the first woman that man met.
Mm.
One. Two, that young lady, that man is not the first man she met.
Mm.
Two, now, this relationship is going on. The man doesn't want to propose to her yet. But she is going of age.
Mm.
Now she wants a man who will be serious to marry her.
I believe so, yes.
Good, that is it. She wants a man that will settle down with her.
Mm-hmm.
And this man that she's going now with, so it's not ready yet. Number one, if she leaves the man is not going to kill himself. But if the man does, the blood of the man is on the man's head.
Mm.
Because whoever that commits suicide on his own, and the blood will be on his head.
Mm.
The young lady have nothing to give account of the man. I want to let you know something. Two of them are dating as boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yes.
So the two of them are at risk. Are you getting me?
Okay.
Because the man does not want to propose for the marriage. The lady is free. She is right to work out. But the advice I will give her, if she does, let her respect herself.
Mm.
Any man that comes her way, if the man is not ready to marry her, let her not sleep with any man. Let her be herself and respect herself, and if God sees that on her, God will give her husband. But if she keep on following men without marriage, yes, she's going out of age. As she says, she's 30 years, going to 30 years. By the time she's not 30 now, she's beginning to go from one church to the other, come to one to the other. Meanwhile, she has used her own time to do boyfriend and girlfriend.
She doesn't have any control over that. She doesn't have any control over the situation of things. I mean, she has clearly said it that she doesn't want to be in a relationship that is not headed towards marriage. So it's not a situation that she wants to put herself in. So even if she leaves this relationship and she enters another one, you still need to give it a bit of time before you can start talking about marriage.
You see, there are some things about woman and man. Man are watching. There are some things that man will see in a woman. A man can come to you, baby, I love you, I want you to be my girl. Are you getting me?
Mm-hmm. I want you to be my girl. It's not I want you to be my wife. It's two different things.
Listen, I'm coming to that. I want you to be my girl. It's not I want you to be my wife. Then, before a man will come to you, he may first time to talk to you. He doesn't say that he wants to marry you.
That's what I'm saying. We are saying the same thing. What I'm saying is, if she leaves this relationship now, if she walks away from this one and she gets into another one, it will still take a period.
If she walks away on this boyfriend of a thing now, any man that walks to her, I love you, say yes, I love you too. But don't have the person as a boyfriend. Be on your own. If the person wants to marry, the person will come and say to my friend, I've been trying to get you, but you are difficult. For that reason, you are a wife material. So men are looking for a wife material.
Okay, wait, let me get this straight. So she should not enter into any relationship. She should just okay. Thank you very much, John. Thank you for calling. I don't know how that works, but we're in the 21st century. I'm not sure how that works. Even if somebody says you're a wife material, it doesn't still mean that they want to marry you. They can acknowledge that you're a wife material, doesn't mean that they want to marry you. And even if they want to marry you, you also need to make the choice to marry them. So you're saying that she should not get into another relationship. That part, me, I don't understand. But thank you very much for calling, John. And then the part where he's saying that the blood of this young man, if he commits suicide, is on his hands. It's on his head and not on yours. So if you walk away and he decides to do this, then you need to know that you did not play a role in this. This is something that you did not bring on him. This is something that he brought on himself. So preparing yourself for that possibility is something you should probably start doing. Because if he has done this before, after you broke up with him once, there are chances that he will do it again. And if he does it again and you still stay, then you're just wasting your own time and his time. And at the end of the day, both of you are not getting anywhere. So you need to decide on what to do, Zainab. You need to decide on what to do. But that decision can be helped with your advice. That decision can be helped with your advice. 07000 917 917 is the number to call. Send a text or WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. Hello, good evening. All right, please call back if you can. Go ahead and call back if you can. 07000 917 917 is the number to call. It is 6 minutes past 7 on Women Radio 91.7 today, and we're still discussing the story of Zainab. What are your thoughts on the story? 07000 917 917 is the number to call. Hello, good evening. Hello, are you there? Hello? Hello? Okay, please call me back. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for calling. May I know your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Rosie. I'm calling from Ota.
All right. Thank
you,
you, Rosalind.
Yes, I want to advise Zainab. Firstly, she has she should have a mind of family. So the guy was I mean the guy has a mother. Even if he doesn't have a mother, he has a family. He could just hand over the whole situation of him killing himself to the family and to someone very close, and then she leaves the relationship. Because I believe the guy is not wasting her time. She doesn't want to be in a relationship that is not leading to marriage. So therefore, she should leave the marriage. Leave the relationship. Then focus on her life. The guy is just threatening her by saying he will kill himself. The guy is not going to kill himself. We all know that.
But he has tried it before. He has tried it before, Rosalind. He has tried.
Yes, her attention.
And not her head.
Yes, and not on her head. So if Zainab, please live on with your life, please.
Thank you.
A mother, a father, somebody who can call this to, and just hand over the whole situation to his family. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rosalind. Thank you for calling. All right. Chinwe from Ejigbo sent a message on WhatsApp. She said, if actually you want to break up with him, report him to his family so that they can handle him. I believe Dr. Bamdele also said this earlier when he called at the beginning of the program. And this is another person, Rosalind is another person saying, hand over this man to his family. I'm sure you know someone in his family. If you don't know his mother, you probably know his brother or his sister or an uncle, someone somewhere from his family that can be responsible for him. So if you walk away and he decides to do this, it will not be without the knowledge of his family. So they won't wake up one day and say, oh, you've never heard about it, they've never heard about it rather, or you're responsible for it, or you did this to him, particularly because you have told them that the relationship is not headed for marriage, and so you want to walk away. But every time you threaten to walk away, he also threatens you back with killing himself. So let them know the real truth of the matter, so that if push comes to shove and you do decide to walk away and he does kill himself, sadly, then it will not be your responsibility and you'll be completely exonerated because you have witnesses that can back up what you have told them from his family. So I believe this is where those comments headed, because honestly speaking, you can't, it's one thing if you still care about him, but it's another thing if you're still in love with him. If you're still with him, at least you know that if you know that you're probably being patient for him to figure out when he'll be ready so that you can get married. 31 is not a bad age to get married for a man. It's not a bad age. So if he's not ready now, at least he should be able to tell you if he'll be ready in about 2 years or 1 year. Then if you can stick around for that, then fine. So it's a very dicey situation. But Rosalind is saying, hand over the story to his family. Somebody in his family should know about this. As a matter of fact, maybe he should tell more people in his family, tell as many people in his family, so that when this matter cast, nobody could reason and say you're handing instead. Because you don't already tell them waiting, you don't try to do things. Anytime you just say you go back, you go the reason and to the point where you don't already try to kill himself before. So you have to let them know. This is the point of view of Rosalind on this one. But what are your thoughts? I want to hear from you. Yes, you that you're tuned in and you haven't called, I want to hear from you. 07000 917 917 03 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. Also, 07000 917 917 is the number to call, and we will take your thoughts. We're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube at WFM 917, so you can go on there to watch the program as it goes on. You can see me and my pretty face, and then you can join the conversation. At WFM 917 is the number to call. Or at WFM 917 rather is the handle to follow across all social media platforms. all social media platforms. And yes, you never know which one will get back to you. And you would love for this to be a project as well, I believe. Huh. All right. Well, let's get to it. Let's get to unhashing some of those deep betrayals. She doesn't want to walk away from the relationship now because she feels responsible for his death if he eventually does it, if he eventually takes it into his hands, and even now because she feels responsible for his death if he eventually does it, if he eventually takes it into his hands and eventually kills himself. She doesn't want to be held responsible. But at the same time, she doesn't want to be in a situation that is not leading anywhere. I'll keep quoting this poem on this program. Returning is not possible, and going forward is a great difficulty. So it's like I've committed 1.5 years to this relationship. I can't go back. But it's like I'm looking at him walking away, and I don't know how long he'll take before he gets back. So at the end of the day, it's like, where do we begin? Where do we begin? Because nobody wants all this back support and not have a clear plan going forward. So what are your plans? What are your plans? And I mean, let's figure out what the situation is. What are your plans? What do you intend to do with your life? Before you know it, that time is over, and you're asking yourself, okay, what do I want to do? But whatever the case is, make the right decision. Make the right decision. Make the right decision, because your choice of a future life partner sets a lot in motion. It sets a lot in motion. So saying that you don't love him anymore, or that you're slowly losing love for him, but you're still there, is very contradictory. It's very contradictory. So 07000 917 917 is the number to call. Send in a text message or a WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. I'm just going to quickly say this. If I'm owing you airtime and I haven't given it to you yet, send in your name and your contact number. Send in your name and number to 0703 175 6537. All right. So nobody expects that they will be in this situation. Some people expect the situation, but not in a way that they upend their lives over it. So nobody wants to be in that situation where you start giving me orders on who to see, when to see them, and all of that. It's just a matter of understanding and what to do going forward. Is this something you think they can wade through? Is this something you think they can overcome? So I don't know. But bringing it back to Zainab now. There's nowhere anywhere that says that it has to be a certain way. Things have to look a certain way. But in this situation, nobody wants to be caught breaking down. Nobody wants to be caught breaking down. So the challenge now is, how do we get Zainab in that situation where she can make a good decision and that would not cost this young man his life? 07000 917 917 is the number to call. Send in a text or WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. So what are your thoughts on this one this evening? So I'm thinking of the story, and it keeps occurring to me that the threat of suicide is not something to be taken for granted. And at the same time, it's not something that anyone wants to see happen to someone that they care about. It's not something that anyone wants to see happen to someone that they care about. So there are different ways to look at the situation, but you can be sure that without proper perspective on this one, things will go left. Things will just go left. And she might be stuck in the balance after this whole thing with and just losing a bit of herself every day. So is it really worth it at the end of the day? Is it really worth it? All right, Ceci from Otegbayo, or Ceci Otegbayo from Agor Palace Way, Okota, Lagos, is saying, report to either his family or friends. Don't let him know when breaking up with him. Just move on and stop contacting him. He might not want to get married. Trust me, there's a man like that. I got that one. Ladies light dim in no time. That's the meaning of that. Okay, so Ceci is saying, Zainab, just don't tell anyone when you're out. You know how people do when you're to Japa. They don't tell anybody about anything. They just carry their luggage, fighting their Japa just like that. Just like that. So don't tell anyone what it is that you're going through and what it is the situation is. And the fact that you may want to walk away already, don't tell anyone that, because he still works in that office. At the end of the day, it's just a situation where you're wondering, okay, what is this though? 7,000 917 917 is the number to call. Send a text or a WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. That's the number to call. Let me know what your thoughts on this one are. Do you think she should stay with him because she's scared that he will kill himself if she leaves? Or do you think she should leave because he's not ready for marriage? Hello, good evening. Could you turn down the volume of your radio, please? Good evening.
My name is Daniel.
Okay, Daniel, where are you calling from?
Calling from you.
Okay. What's your advice to Zainab?
That is a person. The guy cannot do anything to himself. Let them leave and go. Whether he's hiding it at all. The guy can never do anything to himself. So let her go. She's just threatening her, using that as a weapon for that. So she just forget about whatever is going and move on.
Okay. Thank you so much, Daniel. Thank you for calling. Daniel is saying it's like you will just forget about everything and move on, because this man doesn't look like there's a problem with him, but it also looks like he wants to keep you close. He wants to keep you close to him. He wants to be able to monitor your movements. He wants to be able to ask you who are you talking to. He wants to be able to do everything with you. Now, generally, it's a great idea. It's a superior, great idea. And that's because a lot of the fans were in that situation where how do I put this down? A lot of the fans were in that situation where if you rock the boat too much, anything can happen. Literally, anything can happen. So when I say fans, I mean, of course, the guy's friends or anything. They've been in that situation. They probably don't know he's like that, but at least if there's anything that goes wrong, they need to know as well. They also need to know. So 07000 917 917. What's your comment on that? 07000 917 917. That's the number to call, and the text line, text or WhatsApp, 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. So, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? I'd like to really hear what you have to say concerning this one, because honestly speaking, it's not easy to be in a situation where where your mind believes that you're responsible for the death of someone. But how much more does somebody have to fit into what you want for them at the end of the day? What exactly does that mean? All right, I want to hear your thoughts. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. Hello? Hello, are you there? Please try to call me back if you can. Try to call me back if you can, okay? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, good evening.
Olade Emmanuel on the line.
Okay, please go ahead. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Jack on the
All right, go ahead, please.
And you see, as for that lady, you said the guy is not ready to marry and he doesn't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And if the girl leaves her, he's going to die.
Yes.
And let the girl go and pray. Now let the girl pray to God, say, God, let's take commodity guy. So let her pray to God. If not 3 days after, the guy by himself will just let her.
So what's your suggestion specifically? What is your advice, go?
That is my advice. If the girl can pray, go back to it, but the guy will just by himself say, that there is on your way. That is if there's no future for them. Because there's no future for them, even as people come out the world then, they still need to pray, whichever way, so that they are willing to pray.
Okay.
Hello?
You said everything? All right, thank you. We don't judge, so please don't make that kind of comment again. I played with you. It's funny, but it's also very impulsive. So please, let's not do that. 07000 917 917 is the number to call. Send in a text or a WhatsApp message. I'll take it. Now, it will be a completely sad situation if she doesn't figure out what to do very soon. And this is before they legally get married. With legal adoptions like this, so to speak, they have situations where things have happened in the past and it turned out well. So is this something that you want to try out, medication and all? Hello, good evening. All right, call me back if you can. Hello, good evening. Hello. Good evening, and thank you for calling. Hello. Okay. Hello, what's it? Okay, what's your name, please? Your name again? UM from Ikotun. Thank you for calling. Thank you for calling UM from Ikotun. Hey, okay. What do you think? What's your contribution? Hello, good evening. Hello. Okay, please try to call back if you can, and make sure your network is good when you're calling so that we can hear from you. Hello, good evening. Hello. All right. Well, hopefully we get the solution to this and we can move on. Hello, good evening. Hello. Okay. Please remember there's a text or a WhatsApp. There's a text line where you can send a text or a WhatsApp message to. There's a text line where you can send a text or a WhatsApp message to. So please go ahead and do that. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello. Okay, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. So it can be a very tricky situation with handling whatever it is. But it's not that much of a big deal. It's not that much of a big deal. It's just a conversation. And we will see how it goes after. Because I believe the conversation will lead to identifying other things that are that are responsible for this. So what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? It's a bit confusing when I think. It's a bit confusing when I think about it because there's so much more. I don't know how you do it. I don't know. 070917917 is the number to call. Send in a text or a WhatsApp message to 0703-175-6537. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening. What's your name?
My name is Jonathan.
Okay, what's your name?
I'm calling from Abulega.
Oh, all right. Kindly go back if you can. Yes, we're still talking about this story. And to a large extent, I want to hear what you think about this. 070917917 is the number to call. Let me take this one. Hello, good evening.
Or maybe the guy should relocate to
Oluwafemi. Good evening.
Good evening. Hello.
Make I not greet you again now. I know. So you're saying she should relocate?
They cannot go for the immigrant. Maybe they have to get possible. And then, relationship now, God, so let it really want much more prayer. So, the guys from whatever finding it, let her be prayer. But if she has discovered that there's no future for them, there's no point delaying and waiting for time. If she relocate, find her way.
Okay, thank you very much for that one. And that's another very important thought, important point of view. Distance is a big deal, and then because maybe they see each other a lot, that's why he can tell her that, oh, I will kill myself if you're not here, because he knows that she can get there at any point in time. So maybe a long distance relationship for them might be better. Oluwafemi is also saying, pray about it, get a response that this man is for you. And if he is, then you can pray more about this. If not, walk away. Please call back if you can. 070917917. That's the number to call. Do you agree with any of the schools of thought so far? Or do you have something that you specifically think about this? She's 28, he's 21, and he's 31. And they have been in a relationship for 1 year and 1.5 years. He says he loves her, can't live without her, but he's not ready for marriage. So when she wants to break up with him, he threatens to kill himself. She's saying, I'm losing love for him, but I don't want him to die on my watch. What do I do? Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Please, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
John.
Okay, thank you, John. Please turn down the volume of your radio.
Okay. For me, what I think she should do. First, the guy, is he not showing interest in marrying her?
He's saying that he's not ready for marriage.
Okay, he's scared of something. But still, love is not just enough. It's not just enough you have to take for you to marry someone. There are a lot of things you need to put into consideration.
Mm-hmm.
So, if the guy is not ready and she's ready, she should just move on and forget about him. Just maybe he will get her. Because he's desperate and he doesn't want to lose her. And he should come out of his own skin from the what he's scared of and just do the right thing. If she's not ready to do the right thing, she should not be the one to pay for it, so she just has to move on.
Important message. Thank you very much, John. Thank you for that one. And this is the beauty of adult conversations. All these varying perspectives on the matter. It is definitely worth it at the end of the day, because you don't know when something's good for you and when it's not. You don't know when you're making a mistake and when you're not, because of this same love matter, because of this same love situation. So it would be helpful to understand that life works the way it works. It works the way it works, and it might not work at the time that you want it to work. So it can be tricky, but every story that any successful person has ever said starts from the fact that they used to be good at something that they were doing. So engage yourself on what those things are, figure them out, and you never know, he may come running back, or at least he may become jealous of the situation in order to create this balance on the conversation today. 07000 917 917 is the number to call. I'm sending in a text or WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. 0703 175 6537. This is Adult Conversations on Women Radio 91.7.
For wholesome music that heats up your day, stay tuned to WFM 91.7.
Tell him all the music they play is jams on hit.
It's the bomb.
It's the bomb, baby.
The best, baby. We're bringing it to you live. Bringing it to you live. Women Radio 91.7.
My better people better don't land. Oh. Ice people better don't land. Oh. Ice Medicare HMO now one of that ogbonge health maintenance organization where our government stamp gidigba for health insurance matter. My country people, why you go sick before you cover yourself? What if money no dey for sick? Ice Medicare HMO get better health plan and benefit for organized private sector, schools, communities, and even private individuals and families. Ice premium for all their plans dey pocket friendly. Ice hospital network na all over Naija. Dem fit help you arrange treatment for obodo oyinbo. Their head office na number 2 Osho Street, Okpebi Link Bridge, off Okpebi Road, Ikeja, Lagos. For more information, call 080-93-555-863 on 080-3263-9058. Ice Medicare, health protection in your colors.
Now, wow, things they happen, oh, my fellow women, to be ready for any form of attack, harassment, assault. You better make you go this ogbonge website. When it be www.restforher.com. This Rest for Her project can arrange for you or download her mobile app for Play Store to learn how to defend yourself. You can also ask for help if person asks to harass you or anybody where you know by calling 0800 40 40 40 40 for free. No wait until it happens to you before you prepare yourself. Oh.
Are you searching for durable, guaranteed, elegant, affordable home products? At Eleganza Industrial City Limited, we put you first. From plastic chairs for adults and babies, party tables and school tables, disposable plates and cups, as well as reusable plastics, food warmers and cooling boxes, trash bins of various sizes, baby diapers, lady sanitary care products, luggage of various sizes, hair threads, and lots more. Eleganza Industrial City Limited has got you covered with our elegantly designed products in unique shapes and sizes. Visit us at kilometer 68 Lekki Ekpe Expressway after Eleko Junction, Ibeju Lekki, Lagos. Or you can call 081 801 99999 or 090 914 73665, or you can send us an email at eleganzaindustrialcity@yahoo.com or info@eleganzagroups.com or sales@eleganzagroups.com. You can visit our website www.eleganzagroups.com. Eleganza Industrial City Limited. The name is our guarantee.
My people are hello. Now better levels are carrying love and the Martin Gosa. Lord Festival of Joy Promo. This one is Helele Koikalo. Protect like from you. Let the way president for we. 24 new house, 34 total new cars, 100 generator, 200 sewing machine, 1,000 rechargeable fan, 1,000 other price and day. Just now start 611 hash to enter and win inside the Close Festival of God Pro by up to 20,000 naira data. Your lucky shine to win brand new house. If you cost the recharge or loan data will cost from 500 naira, go reach 10,000 naira every month, week or every day. New or Taraka, but
Unlimited.
What are the consequences of corruption on the woman? Silence. Silence through diverse forms. Education, healthcare, laws and policies fostering unfavorable conditions to the woman at all levels. The woman agenda, breaking that silence, demanding accountability, transparency and good governance. The woman agenda is deliberate and calculated in amplifying the voice of women. The woman agenda,
Fridays, 3 p.m.
on Women Radio 91.7, a platform on the way forward.
I feel that there's some sort of lack of professionalism in this because we're talking about 100 lives.
Government has also put in place a structure to make it look like what they have in mind.
How do we stop crime in the society? Because at the end of the day, if a man cannot provide for his wife anymore, he looks for other means. Because
we should address Nigerian population.
This is Panorama. Mondays through Fridays from 9 to 5 a.m.
WFM 91.7 will bring you leaders from across the political zones, dissecting, discussing, and disagreeing on topical issues of the day. You too can join the conversation by tweeting us at WFM917 with the hashtag Panorama. WFM 91.7, the voice of truth.
Minutes to 8 on Women Radio 91.7. This is the Adult Conversations, where we discuss real life issues and matters relating to the heart. If you're just tuning in, you're welcome. And tonight we're profiling the story of Zainab. We've been talking about the story since 6 o'clock when we began, and we're still talking about it. We're profiling this one, and I would like your thoughts on it. Zainab also would like your advice. What do you think that she should do in this situation? I'm going to read this story as sent in so that we can get the full brief. My name is Zainab. My boyfriend and I have been together for 1.5 years. The problem here is that he doesn't seem like he wants to take the relationship to the next level. He keeps telling me how much he loves me and can't live without me, but he never talks about our future. We have had a serious conversation, and I have told him that I cannot stay in a relationship that is not headed for marriage, but he says he is not ready. And then when I try to break up with him, he threatens to kill himself. I have even caught him overdosed with medication before after I broke up with him once. I'm slowly losing all my love for him, but I still care about him and I don't want him to commit suicide again if I leave. Please, I need advice. By the way, Zainab is 28 years old. Her boyfriend in question is 31. So that's all the information. And what are your thoughts? What do you think about this? What's your advice to Zainab? The number still to call is 07000 917 Zainab doesn't want him to die in her hands. At the same time, she doesn't want to stay there forever till God knows when he'll be ready. So what is your advice? Hello, good evening. No, she's 28. She's 28.
She's 28.
Yes.
She's not old now. Yeah.
She's 28. She's not 38. She's 28.
28 is Igarugo. Forget to you. Igarugo. They find here because no overtime to the video. No overtime. After the kids, no overtime. This is beautiful, I mean.
She's beautiful, yes.
Still have to come and see our answer now.
Oluwafemi. Oluwafemi. Good night. Zainab is 28 years old, and according to him, he's saying she's probably a bit too old at this point. Again, society just makes us believe that. That doesn't necessarily mean it's true. But this again doesn't mean that she doesn't want something solid. She does. And that's why she's asking for advice tonight. Hello, good evening. Hello. Good evening. Opeyemi, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Abuja.
Okay, please go ahead, Opeyemi. Oh. Okay, try calling back if you can, please. Try calling back if you can. 07000 917 917 is the number to call. Send a text or a WhatsApp message to 0703 175 6537. Hello, good evening. Good evening. What's your name, please? Where are you calling from?
Chris from Masboro.
Okay, Chris, let me hear your thoughts.
Yeah, my advice to carry both parents along. The parents of the lady and the parents of the guy, because it's now tending towards suicide state. So if both parents are aware of what is happening, they'll be able to counsel the boy whether to go ahead and reassure the girl, and they start talking about their marriage. Because if they allow these guys to continue like this, they might kill themselves, and they might, on the long run, hold that responsible for it. So let's, and she feels she cannot wait. She just look at another person, tell them the gospel truth, then let her carry both parents along so they can counsel them. That's just my advice.
All right, thank you, Chris. Thank you for calling. Chris is also talking about carrying the parents along. Now, I know we've talked about this before, and we said she should tell his family about it, but Chris is saying even her family should know about it as well, and then they can give her some counseling. And if she's really not interested in the relationship anymore, she can walk away. Hello, good evening. Mr. Darlington, good evening. How are you today?
I'm okay, and you?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
So that boy is preying on her emotions. She's blackmailing her emotionally, and that is not fair. On what basis does he want to commit suicide? On what basis? You love a lady, you don't want to thought about her future. You kept her, and she's not getting younger.
Mm-hmm.
And when the lady talks about it, you are training love. Which love are you training? He doesn't love that lady. He's just playing on her emotions.
Mm.
Knowing fully well that this lady loves him. You know, that's what he's doing.
Mm.
He doesn't want to commit any suicide. He's just playing on her emotion, and I want that lady to think twice. Let her wake up from her slumber. What do you mean you took overdose? Is that the only way to commit suicide?
Well, that's what he did.
He did it to what purpose? So that the lady will now believe that he really loves her.
Mm.
If you love her, you have to do something concrete, not just take things you are doing.
Okay.
You don't pretending that he loves this lady. He doesn't. He doesn't. If he wants to commit suicide, he knows what to do. Nobody will know about it. So let him cut all these pretenses. The lady should wake up. Okay, hold on. If he now say that he will not be ready until the next 10 years, the lady will be there.
That's another part. That's another thing.
Yes, now, because they have started pretending already. That is the lady will wait, will say they believing that somebody loves her. Can you just imagine? The lady should wake up. Tell the parents, tell anybody, look, you are done with this. So whatever happens doesn't concern you.
All right.
And I'm sure he's not going to commit anything. He will not commit anything.
Thank you, Mr. Darlington. It's the way he's so sure that he won't commit anything. Thank you very much for that one. And Mr. Darlington's also saying talk to both parents. And thank you very much for that one. And Mr. Darlington's also saying talk to both parents and also walk away because he does not look like he wants to commit to you. He's holding you to ransom and he's making you feel responsible for his own life when in reality he doesn't want you. So Mr. Darlington is saying just leave this relationship because it's not favoring you and you need to really move on. Incoming message from Joseph King from Lagos. He's saying, Zainab, please wise up. No relationship here, but bondage. He's been enslaving you mentally and using you to satisfy his sexual desires. Please, Zainab, quit this relationship immediately without looking or holding back. Quit now and free yourself. And very important for your own good, stop chatting with him, calling him, or answering his calls. Block him completely from reaching you on your phone or even get a new SIM. So I believe Joseph King is trying to say, just sever all contact with him at this point. Sever all contact with him at this point because there's nothing he's doing that is favoring you at this point. And not only is anything he's doing not favoring you, he's also putting you in a difficult situation by making you feel responsible for his life. So Joseph is saying, just quit this relationship. I can take about one more call before I round off. And if that person is you that still wants to give advice to Zainab, then please call in. I'm going to read this one from Facebook. This one is coming from Deba Malthus Sterling Omilani, who says, don't let anybody use you as bait, Zainab. Lose yourself from the bondage of someone who is not ready to take up the challenge. Please go for prayers on the matter on whether he's the right person. Please relocate and change your cell phone number without his knowledge if it happens that you're not compatible. And that's basically out of it. Carolina Jake is saying he professes that he has changed, but it still feels like lifeless intimacy. What you'll get, love a rock instead. You'll get more out of it. At least you know what you'll be getting out of a rock. Or you can go the other way and continue to try endlessly and continue to try endless conversations that will go nowhere. You'll be hurting and hurting, and you'll be frustrated with no resolution in sight. So basically that's what she's saying. She's also sharing her experience, the pretty long story. She's sharing her experience that she has been in this situation and she married somebody who she thought was the right person, only to realize that he was a narcissist and he's cheating with a bunch of other women, and she's not even sure what to do going forward. But she's saying that these people, this is how they are, and they'll find another way to decide so that they can love and will give their love to somebody else at the end of the day. So she's saying, run while you still can. All right. This has been a very interesting conversation today, and to a large extent, I believe Zainab has gotten the advice that she needs. Different schools of thought in general, but one theme stands, which is you need to know what it is that you're doing. You need to know what it is that you're doing, and you cannot feel responsible for the life of another person, particularly the life of someone who keeps threatening to take his own life. So you need to take that into consideration. So whatever you decide, Zainab, know that it's up to you at the end of the day. Thank you very much for all your contributions tonight. I most definitely appreciate it. And I know that Zainab also appreciates it, and she'll be able to take the right decision. She'll be able to take an informed decision after all the advice that you've given tonight. On behalf of Zainab, I thank you again. And I hope you'll join me next week, Monday to Thursday, 6 to 8 p.m. on Adult Conversations, right here on Women Radio 91.7. Thank you very much to my engineers on duty. My name is Sumto Titilayo Achamma. Please keep safe and have a wonderful night.